Good morning, friends. Let us today now begin with the most awaiting chapter, final account. In class 11, being a beginners, when you have joined your commerce, you always have a dream that when I will learn the final account and when I will able to do the sums of final account. So what that final account means and why it is so important, or which are the parties looking for the final account. We begin with the final account. Before that, let us understand what we have done up till now and now what we are going to do. The first we have observed the transaction. The transactions are of two types, economic and non-economic. The non-economic transaction story, and as soon as we come to know it's a non-economic transaction because we are not going to record in our books of account. Then we begin our journey with the economic, that first of all the owners are not accountants, so they write in the rough book. Then the accountant start writing in the subsidiary book. We have observed all the subsidiary book, right? Purchase book, purchase return, sales book, sales return, cash book, three type of cash book. Then the bills book, bills receivable, bills payable. And then we have lastly learned that journal proper. In all the subsidiary book, the transaction if not fit in will go to the journal proper. So from that we have prepared the ledger. Ledger will tell us the balance. The balance we are preparing with the help of it, that is our trial balance. Now this trial balance, that what has two sides, debit balance and the credit balance. Each account has either a debit balance or a credit balance. So up to this we have learned everything and you are clear with the concept of each particular aspect. Now you need this. This is going to be your base for the final account example. So how to deal with this base we will see later on. Now first let us begin with the meaning of financial statement. What the meaning is? The financial statement are organized summary of the detailed information about the financial position of an enterprise. It includes trading account, profit and loss account and balance sheet as a statement. So in brief what we can see, that it is in summary. We try to conclude so many data into the brief, readable and understandable documents. So we are getting the summarized picture. For an example, the whole 11th year class, you are going to learn, study 6 subjects, this, that, what not. Ultimately, what summary you get? Result of your 11th standard. So only that summary parents are interested. Only that summary teachers are interested. Only in that summary even the child is interested. So we are not going to see each chapter, in every chapter how many marks, this, that. We only concentrate on the summary concluded figure, how much percentage the child has got and what is his caliber. That is what the summary we can say. Of the detailed information, so many informations are concluded into summary. Of what? Of financial position. Okay. In our mark sheet, we used to understand the capacity of a child to go further. And here in business, we are going to talk about financial position, the assets, the liability, the strength, the capacity of a business to pay back its all the debts and all. That financial position of enterprise means a business unit we are going to learn. In class 11, mainly we are going to learn the sole proprietorship final account. We are going to learn the non-trading, non-profit making organization final account. So in class 12, we will be learning the partnership final account and company's final account. So at this stage, our junction is individual sole proprietorship final account. So this final account conclude of, one is the trading account. The final account is into two parts, trading account and profit and loss account is one and the second is balance sheet. So trading account talks about the trading activity and ultimately what gross profit you have earned out of it. Profit and loss account is an account which talks about the indirect expenses and income of the business and what net profit the business has managed to earn. And the balance sheet as we have learned our chapter number 5, accounting equation, that is what talks about C plus L is equal to A. Ultimately, your financial position, financial strength can be known by the balance sheet, that is C plus L is equal to A. That aspect learned from this. Now, objective. Why we prepare final account? If we don't prepare, what happen? Why not we can do our business activity without final account? See, as you have examination at the end of 12 months, in the same manner, you are promoted from one class to another class. In the same manner, you can say every year at the end of 12 months, final results are to be prepared to understand, conclude and to decide whether to continue with the business or not. So what are the objectives? The very first is to know the gross profit. The trading account tells us about gross profit. What is the gross? Gross means trading activity related profit. Direct activity related profit. What the trader does? Buying and selling. So trading account talks about only buying and selling activity and its result. Second is to know the net profit. When to do the direct activity, you have to spend so much amount as an indirect expenses. You have the selling and distribution expense, you have the financial expense, you have the expenses, office and administration expense. So many other indirect expense you have to incur. So profit and loss account talks about indirect expense and income, and that will give you the concept of net profit. Third is to know the financial position. Our balance sheet going to talk about the financial position. As I explained, asset is equal to your capital and plus liability. That concept is clarified here. The last and the most important for legal requirement, it's not a matter of your wish, it's a matter of compulsion. You have to file the return, you have to pay the taxation, you have to abide with the so many law, rules and regulation. For that you have to do final account. Now the next point is why it is so important and for whom it is important. For whom we are doing all this activity. So the final account that is used by the stakeholder. So who are interested parties known as a stakeholder? The very first is that is the short-term creditors. You purchase goods on credit. So the short-term creditors, whether they have to take decision whether to buy and sell the product from so and so trader or not. Whether they are capable of paying us our money back or not. So to take that decision, creditor always keep an eye on your profit condition. The second is long-term creditors. You take loan from financial institution, you take loan from banks, you take loan from the other financial institutions like the mutual funds and all. So they also go through your profit capacity, profit earning abilities, and they see your project report, and based on that they decide whether to finance or not. So they are interested in your books of account. Third is that is the present investors. Those who have invested their money in the stock of your company, in your business, so they are interested to know whether your financial capacity is there or not. What is going to be return over investment? Are you capable of giving them proper return over investment or not? Next is that potential investors. Those who have not invested but likely to invest. Those who are interested in the company's progress, to become a part or partner of the company by buying the shares or by investing into the company. They are looking for the final result. Management. Management has to prove its own abilities with the help of final account. Final account profitability is there, good dividend is distributed, means management is good. Let us continue with the management, they are doing well. So it is an yardstick, proof for you to prove yourself that yes, I am a good manager. Next, the employees. Ultimately, without an employee, any organization cannot survive. Employee are the equal contributor. As the management contributes, employee equally contributes. And when they are putting their hard efforts, they are always looking for, if more profit is there, we should get something over and above salary. So what that something possibilities are there or not, to know that they always see into the matter of company. Whether the business is survived or not, if it may be collapsing, then let me quit the job and let me search for other job. So all these important decision employee has to take, so they are going to see. Next is the tax authority. Government is always keen, interested in the growth and progress of the business. Because if the business is growing, economy grow and overall development of the country possible. You have to pay tax. Tax depends on your income. So government is looking for revenue, and revenue can be generated through the profit on which the tax is to be collected by government. So government tax authority are very much keen interested, and they have to see that any fraud is there or not. Are you making some mischief in writing books of account? If anything is there, they have to go into the detail and they have to find it out. So tax authority keenly and looking into the business accounts. Next is the customers. The customers, they have order to you. They are forward looking towards their order, whether we will be getting our supply regular or not. If there will be a shortage of supply, price will rise and problem will arise. So that customer, those who have ordered well in advance, those who have given the advance payment, so again they are going to see our reliability, company's business reliability is there or not. Then next is, that is the government. Government has to establish so many rules and regulations. The rules and regulations depends on the scenario of how the business is going on. So any new amendments are to be made. Government try to find out the loopholes in the existing system and the difficulty of the businessman. So accordingly government make the changes. So government always observe and pay an attention that is there any problem for the businessman, and if yes, then what changes are to be done. Next is, that is the researchers. The accounting data are analyzed by the research people, and they compare one company, one business with the other company for forecasting. Which share to be buy and which share to be sell every day. You must be observed on the business channel. They are guiding people, because everyone don't understand accounts. No, only the learned people know the accounts. And the people, those who know, they are in the field of research. They keenly compare, observe and conclude and help the people, general, public in general, that how to understand. So researchers are also very much interested in your research. The last is, that is the public. Public means you and I. We are looking forward for the company, for the business. Let business grow, because the growth of one party going to help the other party to grow. Employment provided by such business you need. So my employment, my job is stable or not? I am ready to know, and I am interested to know what is the condition of the business economy. Why last year, in the year of COVID, everybody depressed? The reason is the general public bucked up because the whole economic system was on hold. In that situation, the whole system affair, we are also a part of it. So we are interested in the business, how it go about from employment point of view, from supply point of view, from price point of view, from every point of view, the public in general is going to suffer. So these are the main points regarding financial statement. Now let us continue again with the point, the trial balance. Up to trial balance you have learned that what is trial balance and how trial balance give us the balances of each account. It may be debit or it may be credit. So trial balance is functioning like a bridge. On one side you have the balances given by ledger, and another side you have the final account. In between the trial balance we prepare, which is not compulsory. but which is very much advisable. It helps you, it assists you to prepare final account. So whatever balance you have on the debit side of trial balance, these balances are to be bifurcated at three places. We are talking about debit balance. If you have the debit balance, it may go to the debit side of trading account. Which account go to the debit side of trading account? Direct nature expenses. Like purchase, you have the wages, you have the custom duty, you have the octroi. Right, got it? So all purchase and purchase related expenses will recorded to the debit side of trading account. Then the another debit you have, that is going to be recorded on the P&L account debit side. Which are they? Indirect expenses. Indirect expenses means you have bank charges, you have auditor fees, you have rent, you have commission paid, you have you can say that the expenses paid for advertisement. Got it? So depreciation, all the indirect expenses are going to be recorded to the P&L account debit side, and the remaining debit balances are belongs to the balance sheet asset side. Which side? Asset side. Asset side, the expense which are recorded are known as a capital nature expense. You have purchased building, it will come on the asset side. You have purchased a land, it will come on the asset side. You have bought the investments, so that will come on the asset side. So all the capital nature expense will go to the balance sheet asset side. So in this way, the total debit balances are bifurcated at three places of final account. Like that, credit balance we have. The credit balance means either it may be a income, or it may be, you can say, the direct income or indirect income or capital nature income you have earned. Profit or gain or income, these are the words we use for the credit side. So here the very first credit will come to the trading account credit side, that is direct income. Means sales is your direct income. Your other income which you have incurred, okay, sale of a scrap and this sort of, that will also come on the trading account credit side. The second major slot of income you have, that will go to the P&L account credit side. All credit will go to the credit side and all debit will go to the debit side. So here indirect income, like commission received, you may have interest received, you may have brokerage received, you may have dividend received. So every income coming in, income that is indirect income, will come to the credit side of P&L, and the remaining credit will go to the liability side of balance sheet. Liability side means capital. Capital itself is a liability plus other liabilities. Which are they? You may have capital income in that form of credit will go to the credit side. You may have capital reserve. You may have building fund reserve. So all the funds, all the reserves will go to the liability side. And all the capital income which you have incurred, that you are transferring to the capital reserve, and reserves, provisions and funds will be one kind of liability. So C plus other liability, all credit will come to the liability side of balance sheet. In this manner, the total trial balance, whatever you have, either debit or credit, to be split into three sides of debit and three sides of credit. In that you have to distribute. That is your first step towards the completing your final account example. So today we have learned the basic concept of final account and the basic that from the trial balance what you have to do and where particular account to be posted. That basic fundamental concept today we have learned. Keep learning, be with us and continue with the chapter. You enjoy the chapter. Thank you.